First story. I 31 am and I was dating this girl, 35F, for 6 months. She was new to town. I met her shortly after she arrived. She moved into this building and mentioned how she's made some friends, one of whom is this 20-something guy that is like her younger brother. Anyway, things were progressing between us. Talked daily. We traveled together twice. She met my family, grandma, etc. I met her parents and a few extended people in her life. We discussed exclusivity, and I expressed that I wasn't seeing anyone else and wanted to build a relationship with her. She also stated in previous relationships exclusivity was never a convo and just came naturally. About 3.5 months and she states she was feeling more of an attachment than connection and starts getting distant, but is keeping me around. Intimacy essentially has been stopped during this time and communication shifted. We go to a wedding together. Her as my +1 during this time, continue to go on dates, etc. All of this in part under the guise of her trying to form more of a friendship with me. This goes on for 1.5 months until I decide to end things because I want to be in a relationship with someone who is committed to building something. I had suspicions she was seeing or fucking someone else. Today I confirm, through a third party, that she was fucking the brother-like guy in her building for about 2-3 months, while continuing to string me along. She continued to lie about seeing other people whenever I would ask. To me, it's cheating even if the exclusivity tag was never confirmed. Do others have different opinions? I have a lot to learn and know I deserve better. I like who I am as a person, but want to make sure I'm not crazy. Second story. So I've, 25M, been with this girl, 19F, since early February and we started dating in May 10th. But in my co-entry, we traditionally stay serious and exclusive for a few time before actually dating. So in early March, I asked her for us to be exclusive, and she agreed and said she only wanted me and no one else. In early April, after a whole day with me doing great things, she went out with a guy to his condo and hooked up with him. She said she had feeling for him last year, but now she doesn't anymore as they don't even talk anymore, as I saw the messages. This happened 1 month before the dating proposal and we've been officially dating for 3 weeks now. She hid it from me and she said she regretted in the exact moment and so after. I just found out because I saw the messages in her phone. She is doing everything to heal me and to conquer me and my confidence again. I decided to give her another chance. Even though we weren't officially dating, we were having a couple treatment and we had agreed on being exclusive. Thoughts? What should I do? Can we recover from this? The image of her doing it comes in my head and I feel sad, but it's been decreasing as the day passes. It all went out like a bomb last night. Please help. What should I do about it? How should I act? And how bad is it? Third story. Important to note, I'm in the military, so I can't be there during weekdays, and not even every weekend. So I never truly know what she is doing. But when I am on vacation from military, I usually spend the time with her. Lately my girlfriend of over a year has randomly started using lipstick while not probably even going anywhere. She never wears any makeup, except maybe for some big important celebration party, and posting selfies on Instagram. She hadn't posted anything before during our relationship. I've asked her to take pictures together and post them, but she says she doesn't want to, which confuses me, because what is wrong with that? She almost always ignores my Instagram messages, mainly funny videos, and sometimes even just actual messages, not Instagram. But I can see that she is online at Instagram or elsewhere, not answering to my messages. Usually she's playing mobile games. She has an addiction. Can't even watch a movie without them, which pisses me off, and so I refuse to watch movies with her. She is also unavailable at times of day for multiple hours at a time. I know she has nothing going on. It's summer break, so no school, and she is not at work during this time of day either. Of course she could just be taking a nap, but something feels a little off. Sometimes when I look at her phone while she is using it, she says she doesn't like it because it feels like I'm spying, which I understand. There was a friend of hers, who I always knew was bad news. He only wanted to fuck. He didn't say he wanted to fuck her, but because he constantly texted her, I knew it. I even told her about it and how it makes me uncomfortable. She still texted him, which I kinda allowed because I really wanted to trust her, and because he had a girlfriend of his own. Well, he started asking my GF about how she is doing, etc. And I put a stop to it and told her to block him. She did, after questioning me, and told me I am controlling. A few times when we have had a bigger argument, she has said that maybe she isn't good enough for me, etc., trying to hint at a breakup. Trust issues we have had since last autumn when she talked shit about me behind my back and talking about cheating on me with a brunette on her group chat. She assured and promised she would change after thinking about it for a couple days. She did seem to get better. I didn't break up only because her family has a lucrative business, which could mean my older adult life could be filled with money equals traveling if we were to get back normal. I know, a little douchy, but I don't think I can be the bad guy at this point. After that I've kept an eye on her and not believing anything she says. I know this isn't healthy, but that's not what I'm asking. What do the other signs beside this paragraph mean? All signs I think are pointing to infidelity, but I want to hear other people's opinions about all of these signs. Fourth story. Background. Me 42, ex 37, 8 years together, married 2 years. Her affair came out one day before our third wedding anniversary on October 27, 2021. Caught her by snooping through her phone. Confronted, gave her the boot, tried to reconcile for the kids, couldn't trust her. Filed for divorce. Became free man in DEC, 2023. I posted a month ago how my ex sent me a text asking me if I can take time off from my work to watch the kids while she take a mini vacation. I replied, you don't have a job but you going on a vacation? Karma is a bitch. How does it feel get fired, get pumped and dumped? I got slammed by a lot of people for being immature and petty. A lot of you guys were right. I was petty and it did felt good. But in the end, she's still the mother of my boys, and if she suffer, my kids suffer. Ever since the divorce I've been cold to her. Pretty much gray rock. When we exchange kids, I don't look at her. Load unload kids and out. She is repulsive to me. I can't stand seeing her nor hearing her voice when she FT the kids. I didn't send her anything for Mother's Day or her day this year or last year. I'm still working towards indifference. Maybe one day, I'll be able to look at her. Yesterday was my day, and she had my boys FaceTime me in the morning and in when they got home from school. I know it was her idea because my kids don't like to FaceTime much. They always playing games on their iPads. I picked up my kids yesterday after work and my feelings for her changed. I actually pity her now. She is shell of herself. Oh yeah, a while back she cut her own wrist and I had to call the police and she was taken to the hospital for evaluation. I knew it was a bluff trying to get my attention. She was let out a few hours later. I know she blew up my life and the kids' life with her affair, and I could have taken the kids away from but choose not to. Probably get slammed for this. She is a great mother, just a shitty partner. She takes the kids to school, pick them up, to all the kids' appointments. She blamed me for not giving her attention. I know that BS for cheating, but I admit I gave my attention to the kids first. Oh well. Can't change the past. Plus I am at my best right now. Got a promotion and I'm in the best shape of my life. Maybe I should thank the ex. Here's the thing. I will never have romantic feelings or touch my ex-wife ever again. She tainted to me. Should I continue to be cold to her? I can't ghost her until my youngest turns 18, so I'm stuck with my ex for at least another 15 years. So my question, how many of you betrayed spouse went from stone cold to being friends? And how long did it take? I will probably get slammed too for trying to be friends with my ex. Maybe I changed. Maybe I'm getting weak. Maybe it's indifference. I don't know. Thanks for reading. Fifth story. Me, 54M, and my wife, 54F, have been married over 30 years. She had a long-term affair about 8 years ago. We had a messy reconciliation where she stopped the physical part but kept in contact with the AP, so the emotional affair continued. We came close to separation and she finally quit her EA after a year. It has been about 5 years since we completed reconciliation. AP appears fully out of the picture and she's been faithful. I am an executive and I work hard in a high-stress environment. When I am at work, I am busy. Often I don't have time to even have lunch or go to the bathroom. It has been this way for 30 years, so it isn't like anything has changed. 10 years ago, I adjusted my career to a non-travel job, so I am at least home every night and on weekends. I did that for her. Her job is in higher education and she works a strict schedule. People are out the door within minutes of the end of shift. She often has lots of time on her hands. Too many staff for the amount of work. So people can take long lunches, read books during the day, and socialize. She will text me throughout the day and feel slighted if I don't reply and prioritize her texts. Last evening I took an hour to respond. She texted me at the end of the day, and I was trying to manage a crisis so that I could go home. The whole evening blew up from the moment I got home to going to bed at 11 p.m. She kept wanting to know why I couldn't prioritize her. Texting is a particular sore spot with me. She texted with her AP constantly. The man was unemployed and had tons of time on his hands. He catered to her whenever she wanted some contact. That isn't me. Whenever she blows up about me not being sufficiently available and responsive for her, it triggers me so badly, as it is a reminder that she once needs a different type of man. Someone without responsibilities, who can be home and available whenever she wants, who can cater to her. Of course, she loves the lifestyle that comes with a working spouse that makes 3x her salary. Back then, she candidly admitted that ideally she wanted us both. She's sorry, but I just feel so bad inside. It is another reminder that I couldn't meet her emotional needs then, and I am not meeting them now. I told her how she made me feel this morning, how it brought back all the bad memories and how the emotional wound heals, but the scars remain under the surface. Her reply is that she should just kill herself and not have any expectations. She isn't serious and acknowledges that she is being dramatic. We both wondered if we shouldn't have just divorced and started over 5 years ago. Had her LTA never happened, I wouldn't have been bothered and written off the interaction as a bad day. Long-term reconciliators, do you have similar moments and situations? Do you just chalk it up to a blip, grit through it, and then move on? Sixth story. I'm gonna try to be short with the story because a lot happened and focus on the signs. So, last December she was depressed because she found out that her mother cheated several times on her father, and she manipulated her against her father in the end. In the meanwhile, she lost all her jobs, so her self-esteem got a big hit. She never had much confidence because of her childhood anyway. In the meantime, I became depressed too because of a good friend of mine. He hurt himself badly and it was my fault. Had to work on my self-image. It was hard. So as it turns out, she is the type of woman who can't live without male attention. We are in the fitness industry, so yeah, no shit. I couldn't listen to her problems properly because of my depression, and she thought I must be cheating. I surely don't care, all that bullcrap. Then in January she got an opportunity from a small supplement brand. I thought to myself, why? Because she just posting pics of herself and her body, but she has no achievements. Me on the other hand, a several-time champion in bodybuilding. I told her I think the man just tries to get to her. After their first meeting it was clear as day that it is the case, but I trusted her, because in my mind if I couldn't bring myself to cheating on her, then she wouldn't too. I mean, almost 6 years together, and our relationship was great up until our depression. Then in February they have met again, because of the contract. I didn't think much first, but after this day we had sex, as usually, and she couldn't look me in my eyes. Oh yeah, worth to mention, the guy is a 50-years-old man, with some money. He got a Tesla, wow, and we are in our 20s. The man obviously does this to other young girls too. It was easy to see, for me at least. So, after their second meeting, our sex life became shallow. I could tell she doesn't desire me anymore, and her excuse was all the time her depression. We still had sex, but it was shallow. And before that we fucked like porn stars and we had a burning passion all the time. As time went by, I realized she is very protective of her phone. I confronted her. She started to gaslight me, of course. Then their third meeting was underway. It was a business trip to our home country to get 2 new members involved, and her job was to translate to the man, since he doesn't speak our language. This is when things became extremely odd. First, she told me the man is going to take her. I always took care of her and tried to help her wherever I could, so it was odd. She said they are going to sleep in a motel, to which I replied no fucking way. Then she tried to say things like it's going to be so tiring, I don't want to go, etc. I took 2 days off my job so I can take her. Then it became clear something is very fishy, because she asked me numerous times where I'm going to be and what I'm going to do during their meeting. I wasn't allowed to come since I'm not a sponsored athlete. At this point I thought to myself, all right, fine. Let's go with it, at least if she cheats I'm going to know. So on their way to the small city she texted me, etc. On their way back to the capital, a trip took at least 20 minutes longer, and she was away for an hour. At this moment I knew, after they met the second person, she told me I should pick her up but we should eat something. She was acting all strange and nervous, and the man gave me enough signs to understand too what was going on. We slept at her auntie. She went to take a bath right after. The next day she was annoyed with me, I guess because of her guilt. Her auntie was extremely nice to me like never before. Her mother has a history with cheating too. She always had a very bad opinion about her mother because of this. So as they were discussing her mother, she said if you love someone else, you should told your partner and not cheat on them. Guilt again, I guess. So we went home after all this. I told her the guy is very sneaky and manipulative, to which she became extremely defensive. So I told her she either tells me what's going on or I kick her out. She told me she loves him and not me anymore. It was devastating to say the least. I stood by this gal and all the bad. She has many childhood traumas. I helped right in the relationship with her father, etc. She denied that she had sex with him and told me she wasn't getting any attention from me, but he gave her attention, made her feel special and important. In this moment I didn't know what to say. I asked her if she only has a crush, does she want to repair the relationship? I asked her this 3 times, didn't answer. I went to my parents' house and later texted her she should pack her stuff, to which she begged me to come home and even threatened with suicide because she hurts everyone. I was heartbroken, devastated, never felt like this. She was my first love. After 3 days of just talking and not sleeping, I told her if she didn't sleep with him, we should give to us another chance. Then I started to ask questions. First, she even denied she found him attractive or was sexually attracted to him. I told her she should show me the text messages if she only talked with him about her feelings and problems. She didn't want to show me. I told her I can hack her phone. Then she became frozen. So I started to ask more questions throughout the 3 weeks we were still together. And slowly I came to realize every cheater lies all the time. She gave 2 different answers all the time to the same questions. We had sex after this, and she did something new which I never asked of her, so it became clearer every day. She kept blaming me because I didn't listen to her. She kept saying nothing has happened between them. She told the other man they have to end everything, to which the dude sent her a like symbol and blocked her everywhere. We were discussing about this dude. She became angry and cursed at him with these words, "Small-dicked asshole." When I asked why would she say something like that, first she told me because she was angry. Then a day later I asked again, then she told me this is something which I and my mother are saying, we never curse at someone with this kind of bullcrap. Throughout the 3 weeks she tried to manipulate me with having kids and some other nasty things. She told me she was afraid she has to go back home, where she would make a very small amount of money. So it was clear as a day. She uses me for stability. She thought something better came along and was ready to jump at his Worth to mention at the beginning of our relationship, when things were a little bit shaky, I caught her talking to another dude in a flirty way. I confronted her, she ignored him. Now that we are separated, they have contact again. Why? Because the dude works in another country too and could provide more for her. So in conclusion, it is clear as a day she cheated. The road trip took longer. She took a shower right after that and did something new during sex. And of course all the manipulation, gaslighting, planning, sleeping in hotel, then asking numerous times where I'm going to be during their meetings. She denied it of course till the very end, but I dropped her. I started to hate myself to trying to forgive something like that. She showed me her true colors. It took almost 6 years, but here we go. I'm still healing, but at least I feel contempt to her and want to have nothing to do with her. Oh, and after our breakup she contacted the man a day later. The man dropped his woman since then. I wish her good luck. Doubt it's going to be long, since the man is old, career-oriented, and after the honeymoon phase she won't get the recognition she wants. But that's only my opinion.